think this is the best time for us to start our session. Thank you, everyone, for taking your time to participate in this webinar. Okay. So I will introduce myself, and I'll give the judges at least a minute or two to introduce themselves. My name is Joyce Shikuku, and I'm the East Africa Regional Coordinator for Wells Mountain Initiative. I live in Kilifi, Kenya, and amongst us we have judges, and I'll give a brief introduction of all the judges. I'll start with, thank you so much all the judges for coming. I'll start with Ines. Ines is from Kenya and is the Chief Manager, Development at United States International University, Africa. He has a Bachelor of Science in Information Systems and Technology from USIU, Africa, a Master's in Leadership and Organizational Development from York St. John University, and a Bachelor of Science in Information Systems and Technology. He has 7 years of experience in resource mobilization, partnership building, community empowerment and development. He consults on leadership and corporate governance, strategic planning and management, corporate social responsibility, amongst others. He has been part of the WMI Academy since the creation. And then we have our second judge, is called Gail. Gail is from the US and is a long-time WMI board member. Gail first visited Costa Rica as a Peace Corps volunteer and has now lived in Costa Rica for over 35 years. She has a master's degree in special education from the University of Denver. She is the executive director and founder of the Costa Rica Humanitarian Foundation. Her philanthropic work involves supporting at-risk populations as they search for ways to improve the quality of their lives. And then we are also honored to have Jacqueline Alessi. Jacqueline is a WMI graduate scholar from Uganda. She's an innovator, businesswoman, and manager. She's the former WMI regional coordinator for East Africa. She's the founder of the Jacqueline Sozi Foundation, Link Up Consultancy Management Uganda, and above all, Kindergarten School Gayaza. She's currently doing consultancy work with the Prevention Access Campaign organizations and Detectable Equal Transmittable Program. And finally, we have Jag Dalal. Jag is not only the founder of J Dalal Associates, but also the Vice President, E-Business and CIO for Carrier Corporation with responsibilities for worldwide IS and e-business functions. He's a renowned writer, publicist, and speaker from the United States. He has over 50 years of experience consulting for multiple small and large companies around the globe. JAG's main areas of focus are management strategies, technology, and impact sourcing. JAG is also a WMI board member. Now, we will hear from our panel judges before we begin our competition. Okay, our first question is to Mr. Ines Ongus of Kenya. Thank you so much, Ines, for continuing to be a tremendous supporter of the WMI Academy. Before we begin today, do you have any words of encouragement for those who have submitted pitch videos, or for Academy participants who actively participated throughout the past 8 weeks?
Thank you, Joyce. Thank you, fellow judges and panel. And also, I just want to appreciate, all the WMI, participants. My word of encouragement is just to tell all the participants, first, we are super proud of you. You've done an amazing job, and those who've made pitch videos and those who attentively been listening and going through the training for the last, 8 weeks, please take it forward. It does not matter what the outcome of the presentations is going to be. You have a great idea, you've learned some great skills, so my encouragement to you is that this is just the beginning of many beautiful things. So Whatever comments you will get, please keep on adjusting, keep on improving, keep on learning, to always grow and make your idea better. Those who will not be pitching or have not recorded, video presentations, you might have thought about an idea afterwards. The idea around, this academy is to plant a seed. So we hope that from the lessons that you've learned, you can still develop an idea and you still have an opportunity to make a pitch for it. So well done, congratulations, and best wishes to those who will be pitching today. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Enos. Next, we'll hear from Gail. Welcome once again, Gail, and thank you for being a board member. Can you please briefly share why you serve on WMI Board of Directors?
Yeah, thank you, Joyce. Okay, I started with WMI because my organization in Costa Rica could not receive tax-exempt donations in this country. And so I called Tom and I said, would you be the recipient of our donations? And ever since then, they've been taking our donations and getting them down to us in a really fast way because I work fast. And it's been tremendously helpful. But that was the hook that got me started. But now I wouldn't quit it for anything because I love learning about the people. I love learning about the countries. I work with poverty populations and disadvantaged populations. And so I'm developing in my own organization, what are the commonalities between places like East Africa or Kenya, Tanzania, Nicaragua, Costa Rica, Venezuela. And so it's a big image that I'm creating in my mind, and I'm going to be doing some writing about it very soon. So also to the people who are sending their videos, I would like to say, this is my words of wisdom for you. There are many roads to the destination. Okay? So thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Gail. And we're also honored to have a second WMI board member with us today, Mr. Jack Dalal. As a world-renowned speaker, do you believe the skill of public speaking and pitch presentation is important for young people to develop? And why if yes, why do you think so?
First of all, thank you very much for asking that question, and especially having looked at some of the videos and done a terrific job on those videos. So it is important for all people to learn about how to pitch, how to speak publicly or otherwise. And it's not just about pitching a proposition for business. It's as simple as trying to get a date with a man or a woman, because you need to understand how to communicate and how to present your views in a public. So the public presentation is all about understanding the other person somewhat, understanding what you're going to talk about, how you're going to talk about it, and then making sure that it is clearly understood by the other party. This is a common skill that will be useful for anybody and not presenting for the younger people only. At all ages, even at my age, I still have to present and pitch, whether it's a WMI initiatives, scholarship demand, whether it's asking for more money, it's asking for votes. So it is important that all of us learn how to be communicative, how to communicate clearly, and then pitch our presentation. Thank you, and I'm looking forward to all the presentations today.
Thank you so much, Jack. That was a very, very good example there. And then we have, lastly but not least, we have our own graduate scholar, Jacqueline Alesi from Uganda. Jacqueline, how can WMI scholars take this experience forward after the pitch presentation competition today?
I want to say I'm very humbled to be one of the judges for this pitch. Especially last year, I was a staff and now I am a judge. I think it is one of the experiences, I must say, every time as life goes on, there are many things that, change as you also move on. Everyone shared their amazing videos. much as you may be accepted or not accepted, one thing you need to know is that the first bold step you took of having, share your idea, your pitch, I think it's the best decision you've ever made, because many people would want to share their ideas, but they feared. But you stood bold and shared, your videos, your amazing ideas. It's a first step of of the next phase of your life. This is how everyone starts who wants to grow. So I'm just wishing you all the best, and please, much as you get approved or accepted for today, just know you have taken the best step. The first step of doing this is the best decision you've ever made. And please don't stop from there. Just continue doing personal videos, and then you'll improve. At the end of the day, you will see yourself as an amazing person as the world would want to see. That's how all of us started, but we are where we are because we started small and started believing in ourselves and grew bigger. So believe in yourself that this is the beginning of, of the first step you've taken, and all the best, everyone. Jace, over to you. Sorry.
Thank you so much, Jacqueline, for that elaborative statement. And thank you to our judges. We will now begin the pitch competition. All of our judges will be scoring each presentation based upon a set rubric. All scores will be submitted and calculated by WMI staff. You, as participants of the WMI Online Academy, both scholars who are presenting today and viewers, can also vote for the best presentation. If you stay for the full competition today, you will receive an email with a link to vote for the best pitch presentation by Sunday. WMI will announce our 3 winners next week, winning $500, $300, and $200. We encourage everyone attending today to engage in the chat box as we watch presentations, give feedback, suggest ideas, and provide praise. Now we have 13 pitch contestants this year. First up, we have Akim Longwe from Malawi.
My name is Akim Longwe. I'm a computer engineering graduate from the University of Livingstonia, Malawi. Despite computer literacy being a basic necessity in the modern age, in my community, there is no secondary school that offers basic computer literacy lessons. In addition to that, after the students write their final secondary school examinations, they get a very long holiday. Now, this forces them to start engaging in unplanned behaviors such as drinking, smoking, and teenage pregnancies. For this reason, we are proposing to start Kalonga Computer Literacy Center, a community-based organization that will be based in Kalonga for the sole purpose of training and equipping basic computer literacy skills into the secondary school leavers. The program will be running for 3 months each and every year. The lessons will be free of charge and will focus on Microsoft Word packages, computer maintenance, and introduction to computer programming. To ensure the continuity of the organization, we are planning to address yet another need in the community by introducing a paid service, an internet cafe. Now, part of the profits made from this investment will be used to fund and facilitate our annual training operations. The organization will be branded with the color green to portray the birth and growth of digital literacy skills in secondary school leavers. Our mission is to equip 120 school leavers with computer literacy skills by December 2025. We believe that computer literacy is a basic necessity in our everyday lives. Our strength is that we have a cost-effective implementation plan. So instead of buying 5 CPUs, we can only utilize 1 CPU to service 5 people using a shared computing environment technology. And another good thing is that there is no organization that offers free training currently in the community. The only 2 factors that can affect our operations are blackouts and theft. but we may try to exempt ourselves from blackouts by buying an electric genset. To get started with this organization, we need to register and get a community-based organization license, which is about $5, and registration is about $3. That will be $8. To build the internet cafe, we need about $850 in total. For the very first phase of implementation, I'll volunteer myself to be lecturing and be managing the organization. A friend of mine who is running an M&E firm will step in as a volunteer as well to evaluate the impact of the whole operation. So that is all about Kalonga Computer Literacy Center. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Akim. We will now be hearing from Charles from Rwanda.
I'm Charles Mambajimana, a pharmacy graduate from Rwanda. If it matters, then it should be clear. How many times have you read the information on the leaflet before using your medicine? I know you seldom did. But why? Why do manufacturers put such information in a medical leaflet? It's just because you needed them. Maybe you have peptic ulcers and your pain was aggravated by using ibuprofen to treat your menstrual pain because you didn't know that it was contraindicated. If it matters, then it should be clear. Medicines play a crucial role in healthcare delivery. However, they're expensive product and they account between 25 to 70% of the total health cost in developing countries. Sadly, 50% of those medicines are used inappropriately. This problem leads to increased risk of drug-drug interactions, decreased adherence of the patient, unnecessary high cost, dependence on certain drugs such as painkillers, and can even result to death. But what should be done? Pharmacy TV is a solution. This is a YouTube channel that will be used to promote rational medicine use by educating Rwandan population and offering medical information in our mother language. YouTube is becoming a very popular platform in Rwanda. It's one of the social media widely used, and I found it a very great opportunity to share medicine and disease-related information to the general population. The information that will be shared include drug-drug interactions, drug-food interactions, medical leaflet interpretation, to name just a few. This project targets entire Rwandan population, but specifically those who use social media. We target that at least in 2023, we'll be able to reach 10,000 people who regularly visit our YouTube channel, weekly program, and we expect that these people can share this information with their colleagues. This is the first initiative of this kind in pharmacy in Rwanda, and to keep Rwandan population of medicine-related information to prevent this irrational medicine use that we found will cost both high and also the lives of population. Thanks.
That was Charles. We'll now hear from Fode Bangura from Sierra Leone.
Hi, I am Fode Bangura from Freetown, Sierra Leone, a WMI graduate scholar, founder and CEO of the WMI Microfinance Sierra Leone Limited. Here is my business pitch for the 2022 WMI Online Academy Pitch Competition. Well, which means Women Empowerment Learning. It's a registered private limited company whose operation started in March 2022 with a $1,000 community development grant by WMI. I initiated this business idea to help address the limited access to credit facility in Sierra Leone, by especially local community businesswomen to promote financial inclusion. Primarily, we grant microloans to small-scale businesses and startups. Our secondary activities delve into money transfer and remittance services. From our market research, we target small-scale businesswomen, smallholder farmers and employees who need funds to support or expand their economic activities. We differ from other MFIs by from the lesser interest rate we charge are collateral-free loans, and the kickbacks we don't accept from our prospects for accessing loans. Our mission is providing a set of affordable financial services for the financially underserved population in Sierra Leone and across the African continent by fostering opportunities for wealth and employment creation while maximizing economic returns for our investors. As SMART goals, we granted a $100 loan each to 10 community businesswomen in March with a 98% recovery in August. Secondly, to increase the number of women-owned businesses supported from 10 to 20 by the end of December 2022. Our SWOT analysis. Our strength is the resilience, dedication, and experience of our team. Our greatest weakness, as I speak, is limited capital. One among the opportunities we tap into is the large number of existing and emerging enterprises and entrepreneurs who need funds. However, one among the threats we envisage is unfavorable government policies. Our total startup cost was $1,342 out of a $10,000 per central bank microfinance capital requirements. Our 3 monthly recurring expenses are communication, team assets contribution, and transportation. We got a startup funding from WMI, community leader support, and personal contribution. In carrying out our operations, a loan officer and a marketing manager can support Tier 1. I recruited them traditionally as unpaid members currently working with me. Our brand identity is a unique business name and the cheap services we offer. A spherical gold and green logo that exactly defines us. Above all, our professional communication and visual appearance is what sets us apart. Well, eradicating poverty, which is a tagline. For M&E requirements, the number of customers, the recovery rates, and the profit margin are key measurement metrics. Of the $1,000 capital invested, interest and principal repayments are almost $240 monthly, $1,440 semi-annually. By the end of the second cycle, the number of recipients will have doubled to 20 with a total annual anticipated earning of $2,880. However, we hope to double these targets exponentially when we have the required capital. Many thanks to the Academy and the entire management of WMI for giving us this opportunity.
Thank you so much. We'll now hear from Fred Okech from Kenya.
Hello, my name is Fred Okech. I am the founder of Medrock CBO in Kenya. This community-based organization intends to put great focus in helping or contributing significantly to solving the problem of food insecurity in our local community. We started as a self-help group, that is in 2019, where a group of 15 like-minded individuals came together to pool their resources and exploit the advantages of a shared responsibility. And now we're introducing the Medrock Maize project, whereby we intend to collectively lease large tracts of land and carry out farming. This project will benefit at first the households of the current members of Medrock CBO. In the first cycle, 60 people will benefit from the project. So Medrock Maize project is different in that it will touch on the abandoned but very critical issue in our community. We have a short and clear mission statement that directly relates to and supports what we are doing, and that is changing lives. We have a goal, and that is to improve food security through maize crop production and trainings to 60 beneficiaries of our community in Kenya by December 2023. This goal guides us as it is specific, measurable, it is achievable, we believe it is realistic, and it is time-bound. Compounding to our goal is our SWOT analysis. So talking about strengths, number one, there is never-ending market for maize produce. Then we have the climate of the area. It's very, very suitable for maize farming. And then our weakness is that there might be lack of sufficient farming tools and training at the beginning. Opportunities. Other organizations may also be influenced by the project and also plan for such projects in the future in their organizations. And our threat is the security, the theft of the products from farm. And we are going to mitigate this by very, very close monitoring and also by leasing parcels of land that are nearby, that are very close to our homes. Now, talking about budgeting. Our project seeks to use $1,300 for the first cycle. The bulk of this amount will be used in the first month. That is when we purchase farm inputs, leaving the only recurring expense to be for weeding, fertilizer application, and also for monitoring. We have already received donations from some of our community members. Medrock Self-Help Group has also contributed towards this project, and we're also seeking funding from the Wells Mountain Initiative Seed Grant Program. The key members who will be responsible for the project is the project manager and the organizer. These are the current members of the Medrock Group who are volunteering for each phase of this project. In terms of branding, we want to paint our community green. Whenever somebody sees Medrock, when somebody sees logo, that person will see a green community, producing crops, and feeding the people. After all this is done, we will evaluate and document our performance in several ways. First of all, we'll monitor the number of bags we have harvested, the number of training sessions we have held, and also the number of bags we will distribute per household. These ones will indicate our performance. Thank you very much. All the best for Medoc CBO and its maize project.
That was Fred. And now our next presenter is Lovetta Dolo from Liberia.
Hello everyone, I'm Lovetta Dolo, a WMI graduate scholar from Liberia, a founder of a community-based organization named Women United for Success. Women United for Success is a community-based organization based within rural Liberia, Ghana, County. The mission of the organization is to impact the lives of single mother, marginalized girls, disabled, through training, awareness, advocacy, education, and village development. The primary target beneficiaries of our services are single mother, marginalized girls, disabled people in rural Liberia, County, Palala, Zorita, with the age ranging from 20 to 45 years. These people are in need of our services because they are unprivileged due to illiteracy and lack of access to information. Women United for Success is different from other organizations in the community within the area of focus and geographical context. We focus on single women, marginalized girls, and disabled how to reach area. Most organizations working with women and girls in Liberia are based in urban places. Our mission is to work towards the empowerment of single women, girls, disabled in rural communities in Liberia for more inclusive and reliable society. Our one-year goal is to contribute to the full establishment of the organization through official registration with the government of Liberia and other network institutions. Our key stream is cooperation as networking. Regarding weakness, we are challenged in organization leadership management. The opportunity for us in the area of abundant donor support, while our major threat is political instability. To mitigate our weakness, we will continue to search for training opportunities in organizational leadership and development. The total budget for this is $1,320. Legalization of organization is $200, local preparation $50, computer $800, $30 for each staff for 3 months is $270. Presently, we have 3 persons that are providing services to the organization. We have the CEO, the program manager, and financial officer. The organization brand will be a local made out of a group of women holding hands in the map of Liberia with the name of the organization circled around it. With a motto, United Success is Sure. The MAE metric of the organization include monthly staff meeting to evaluate the staff performance, quarterly meeting to evaluate organization activity using survey questionnaire. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks.
Thank you so much, Lovetta. Those have been amazing 5 presentations so far. To the listeners out there, please provide feedback, suggest ideas, and provide praise to these amazing presentations that have already been you've already seen, and more that are coming. Our next presenter is Mariam Suleiman from Nigeria.
Hi, my name is Mariam Suleiman, and I am a co-founder of Females in Clean Energy Foundation, where we are working to realize Sustainable Development Goals 5, which is creating access to educational opportunities and empowerment for females, Sustainable Development Goal 7, which is creating access to clean and affordable energy, as well as promoting environmental sustainability. It might interest you to know that, according to a recent report by Ajugo Apadiogaga, only 22% of Nigerians have a substantial understanding of climate change. And this is coming from a country where currently Nigeria is experiencing its worst flood situation ever. Over 1.4 million Nigerians have been displaced from their homes, lives and properties have been lost, farmlands have been destroyed. Yet, these individuals, or many Nigerians, even these flood victims, have little or no knowledge of what climate change is and how this climate change is what is causing these flood situations in the country right now. Which brings me to my idea of promoting climate risk literacy as well as risk management skills and information. How do I intend to do this? I intend to do this by creating short video-based content through storytelling and visually appealing characters, at least in every 2 weeks to 1 month, hosting it on YouTube and sharing the link to my networks on various social media platforms such as your LinkedIn, WhatsApp, Instagram, and Facebook, while also leveraging on WMI scholars community in order to reach a wider audience, so that in the next 1 year, at least 1,000 individuals would have been informed about what climate change is. On the long run, I intend to improve this idea by developing or creating storybooks as well as fun and educative flashcards, distribute them to secondary schools and tertiary institutions in order to promote climate risk literacy as well as climate risk management information and skills. Thank you for listening. Bye.
Thank you as well, Mariam. That was a good presentation. And then our next presenter is Mayom Agok from South Sudan. Our listeners, please continue sending your words of encouragement to our presenters. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Mayom Marek from South Sudan. It is with humble regard that I'm presenting my organization to you. I founded my national NGO called Scenario 8 organization in 2015. I renamed it in 2018 as Aaron Omesi International. Aaron Omesi means a mission carried out to help somebody in a difficult situation. We provide three tier model of services in our community. We do rescue mission, we have social welfare and basic development programs in our community. Our beneficiaries are families who are under privileged in the community and they can grow when helped. So this we are targeting these people. We rescue vulnerable groups who are in a dire humanitarian situation in our country. Our mission is to provide rescue mission, social welfare, and basic development program in our community. Our goal for 2023 is to develop financial assets for sustainable community development and rescue mission. We targeted like 80 people to be rescued in 2023. We need to assist 120 family members in terms of financial assistance and 80 vulnerable people. Our opportunity is the presence of many international NGOs and UN agencies in South Sudan. We have also our strength. We have young graduates who are helping us in our community, who are willing to help us in our programs. They are very willing. Also, we have the threat of many national NGOs have established their base, which is a threat for us to compete with them. But for us, we are just the startup organization, which is very difficult to compete with these people. We will mitigate the threat by recruiting qualified young people in our organization so that we can compete very well. Our 1 year total startup cost is 100. We say we need at least 15,000 USD for 1 year. Our 3-month recurring expenses are internet subscription charges, power supply charges, and transport costs. Our source of startup funding from the beginning were from WMI, Amaran Village, and Seed Organization. These all based in the United States of America. We are now seeking funding from Global Giving and from DonorSea and from WMI also, which is our main financial help us in the beginning. So we need to make the recruitment for communication and marketing officer, which we are very weak in it, and we need also to recruit it.
Okay, that marks the end of our video from Mayom. And now, thank you so much, listeners, for the wonderful comments that you're dropping in the comment section. Our next presenter is Nasilele Mobita from Zambia.
Hello, my name is Nasilia Muvita from Zambia, and I'm the founder of WeSmile organization. WeSmile is a startup organization comprising of dental professionals who are dedicated to make a positive contribution to communities of children with disabilities with the purpose of improving their oral health. And through our Give Me a Smile project, I've had a chance to treat children with cerebral palsy, and one of them was a 14-year-old boy who had lost all his teeth. All I could think about at that time was the ways in which this could have been avoided. So, did you know that the prevalence of oral diseases in children with disabilities is high compared to the general population? Or did you also know that dental care is the greatest unattended to health care needs in these children? It's for this reason that our project will provide support by mitigating solutions to problems through conducting oral health education, provision of brushing tools, screening, and mentorship program. And for these 350 children will be supported each year. Our mission is to promote oral health to children with disabilities in and around Lusaka province in Zambia through oral health education, raising awareness, prevention, and treatment. We aim to reach 1,500 children by 2025 in schools and community care centers. Our goals are to improve oral health outcomes in children with disabilities, as well as sensitizing children, parents, and caregivers on the importance of maintaining good oral health. One of the strengths we possess as an organization is that we're competent and skilled individuals. And a weakness would be the dentist to child ratio, as we require more volunteers to come in. And an opportunity is that we are going to develop links with the community as well as other organizations that are more established and are doing similar works. A threat would be ethical considerations, as we will be required to collect consent to carry out the project. For finances, a total year one cost will be $1,337 US, and the sources for setup funding that the organization will pursue will include grants, fundraising ventures, donor advised funds, as well as general public solicitation through community contributions. And operations manager and communications manager positions will be recruited through voluntary basis, and they'll be compensated through stipends. When you think WeSmile, you should think disease-free oral cavities for every child with disability. Measurements will be done at 3 months and 6 months post-implementation. And
Thank you so much, Nasilele. Just to remind everyone that the maximum number of minutes for the pitch presentation was 3 minutes, and all videos for 3 minutes. That's why there has been a cutoff by the end of 3 minutes. So thank you so much, Nasilele, for that. And our next presenter from Malawi is Patrick Banda. Welcome, Patrick.
My name is Patrick Banda, graduated to private school of WMI. I am a medical laboratory technologist. Previously, I've been working with Malamo Hospital as a laboratory technician after acquiring my diploma in environmental sciences at Malawi Adventist University. Thereafter, I moved to the University of Malawi, where I worked as a laboratory instructor, working with children, with students. And after some time, I also got another opportunity to work with the University of North Carolina, Malawi, a research institution as a medical laboratory technician. And after a year of study, and then I went back to school to pursue my degree in environmental sciences. Soon after the graduation, now I joined the Malawi government, working as a laboratory technologist. My journey has been so long, and it hasn't been so easy. But because of focus and determination, here I am today. I have a big story to say, but all of this journey that I've been going through, I learned one thing. This is what I learned, that most Africans die not because it's time for them to die, but because of the problems of this life they are going through, especially the proper medical care that we have here in Malawi. It's a little bit a challenge. For example, I'm coming from a village where there is a population of over 62,000 and this population rely upon only to a single community hospital. And most of the time, the hospital does not provide full support to the population. So there is always a gap, and people go there for medications. They are told that they should go back and seek the medications for themselves. So to get the medication to other places is not easy. So I thought it wise to start my own business, which is so-called Epic Health Service Delivery Center. It's registered under the Medical Council of Malawi. It's also registered with the government body registry. It's also registered with the Malawi Revenue Authority. Now, my business is only providing the medical drugs. Therefore, I'm looking forward to go up to the retail and wholesale. I have several ideas, but I need full support. I hope on Friday, I'll shed more light on why and how am I going to reach out to these people. Thank you for your time.
Wow, there's amazing presentations from our scholars right there. 3 more videos to watch. Our next presenter is Patrick Iradukunda from Uganda. Welcome, Patrick.
My name is Patrick Radukunda from Rwanda, focusing on NGO CBO track in WMI Online Academy, and I'm presenting about Binding Up Broken Hearts Rwanda. Binding Up Broken Hearts Rwanda seeks to create resilient, happy communities by extending the love of God to children through provision of counseling and mental therapy, mentorship and character development, and small scholarships. Binding Up Broken Hearts Rwanda focuses on children and their caregivers within rural and underserved areas. There are 3 main challenges within rural areas: limited opportunities, pushing graduates in cities, creating a gap of mentors, poverty and family conflicts, which creates traumatic environment and situations, leading to a community of helpless young generation and confused parents with no help. Binding Up Broken Hearts Rwanda, unlike others, holistically transforms the lives of children spiritually by mentorship and character development, emotionally and socially by counseling and mental therapy, mentally by coaching and provision of textbooks, and physically by small scholarships and family capacity building. We recruit 15 children every year in our program. Our mission statement is to create a conducive, life-transforming environment by bringing the love of God to children and those around them with debilitating post-traumatic stress disorder in rural areas. Within the year 2023, we want to reach out to 65 families by recruiting 15 new children in our program. The success of Binding Up Broken Hearts Rwanda is a result of the dedication of the founders, willingness of the community members to change their situations, and readily available mentors who train us in counseling and mental therapy. Our main threat is sustainability. However, we are prototyping sustainability system where we give small animals to the families in our program, and they are willing to share with us the profits, hence helping us in operational expenses. All our financial support comes from personal savings and in-kind donations. In this new year official startup, we don't want to spend more than $2,000, and according to our plan, we don't want to exceed $450 every 3 months. We want to start with 2 main positions, director and operations manager, who are willing volunteers and co-founders of Binding Up Broken Hearts Rwanda. We want Binding Up Broken Hearts Rwanda to be known for compassion, love, and care, and for the people to think of healing when they see our logo of a broken heart held together by 2 hands. We will measure our success by conducting qualitative and quantitative survey every 5 years and by forming an alumni of our beneficiaries to inspire the young ones and to keep together our beneficiaries. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Patrick. We have Rogers and Sospita presentations on the go. Now, Rogers from Uganda, please, the session is yours.
Hello, I greet you all. I am Rogers Tuyamsima, a WMI graduate scholar. and I'm a medical doctor, and I bring you the peer chat initiative. So that's led by a team of 4 people. I bring the project coordinator, we have the M&A person, have the technical advisor, and the project accountant. And so my problem is when we were growing up, just like you and me, we used to have different ambitions, we used to have different dreams of making this world a better future. Neither did I know that I had to go through this, what I call a mandatory stage, a mandatory track. That's adolescent and youth stage. So this, of course, usually comes with different challenges, the social, psychosocial, physical changes, significantly the hormonal changes that usually bring about the body changes like change in voice. Women, they go into their menstrual changes, menstrual periods, they develop breasts. We have different changes, body changes. And of course, this be strange, scary, and tricking you to do something, driving you to do something that you would not otherwise have done. And currently, there's no platform to guide these youth, these young people, towards accessing the appropriate sexual and reproductive health information to address their body changes. And ladies and gentlemen, SRHR challenges is a crisis among young people. And this is why we still see 17.2% of all maternal deaths happening in young people. This is why we see 1 out of 4 women, they have their first birth less than 18 years. This is why we see that 4 out of 5 new infections in HIV are in young people less than 19 years. If we don't address this problem, we are doing a disservice to the next generation. Ladies and gentlemen, this is why peer chat initiative comes in. We come up to create a generation of future and competent and empowered young people to be able to make responsible and informed decisions regarding their sexual and reproductive health, to facilitate safer transition from childhood and to adulthood. And we plan to do this targeting the rural communities. And we shall be going to both school going and in school and out of school children. And so by the end of 1 year, we plan to reach 35,000 young people. Thank you.
Thank you as well, Rogers. Those have been amazing presentations. Thank you so much to our dear listeners for the wonderful comments you're dropping in the chat box. And then from Tanzania, we have Sospita. Thank you and welcome to this presentation.
So this is Sospita Nyagabona from Tanzania. I'm presenting non-governmental organization, which is Pamoja Health for Better Children. This is non-for-profit organization involving saving the maximum number of children's lives, especially the illness and death of the children, including reducing both the maternal and the newborn mortality. The beneficiaries in this project are maternal and the neonatal. In this project, 100 midwives will be trained from 20 health centers about knowledge, technique, and the skills needed to perform birth and mass resuscitation. 500 pregnant and the postpartum mother will be educated on neonatal danger sign and biological care. Our NGO uses the method of coaching. This method will allow the facilitator to present very interactive session with the learners, focus on critical decision point, and give the specific time limit by which ventilation should be established, and that is the golden minute. The mission is to improve the maternal and the neonatal outcome through creating better neonatal and the postnatal service, are safe and timely to all mothers and the children at health facility level. The first goal is to conduct training to 100 midwives, focus on the importance of intervention with the appropriate resuscitation if needed with the first 60 seconds, which is the golden minute after birth, from January to September 2023. The second goal is provision of health education for 500 pregnant mothers by April to June 2023. The third goal is donation of 50 set delivery kit and equipment of helping baby to breathe. In SWOT analysis, the strengths we have the skilled and committed midwife. The weakness we have the lack of adequate resources. Opportunity we have the beneficiaries needed.
threat, it is limited financial resources. And how we can overcome this, it is to use the opportunity we have identified and develop strategically that will minimize the weakness and the threat. In financial budgeting, for 1 year startup, we will use $7,000, and for 3 months recruiting expense, we will use $200, and for the startup funding we have already, it is $2,000. In human resources, for the first time, we shall have the general secretary, communication manager. These people will be recruited through advertising, and they will be volunteers. Our brand visual identity, the name is Pamoja for Better Children. Our logo will consist of 3 colors, and that will be the brownie, a blue, and a yellow. In measurement and evaluation, all event will be reviewed, neonatal mortality rate, and the still rate will be reduced by 90%. 100 experienced skilled midwife will be trained. Pre and post knowledge survey will be implemented based on a need assessment to understand where the gap is existing.
Amazing, amazing. And our last contestant is from Uganda, Victorina. You're up next.
My name is Victorina, a midwife from Uganda. The track is CBO startup. The name is Awaken Women and Girls Nation. Our purpose is to train 3 young women from West Division aged 18 to 29 years on how to make washable, reusable parts, which will be made accessible to over 1,000 primary school going adolescent girls in West Division. This will be the first training to train women on washable, reusable pads in the district and in the division. Statistics all show that approximately 15% of the school absenteeism by girls is associated to menstrual cycle. So this training will empower women with knowledge and skills on how to make washable pads. It will also enable girls to access pads at subsidized prices to menstruate with dignity, reduce absenteeism and stigma, provide girls with information on menstrual hygiene. Our mission is to train 12 young women aged 18 to 29 from West Division, Kotito District on how to make washable, reusable pads by the year 2023. Our source of income will be my savings, donation, and grants. Our opportunities are partnership and social networking. The strength is this project will be the first of its kind. We don't have many competitors. We are also connected with the community. We expect financial constraint, which we are going to overcome by reinvesting the money that is realized from the sale of parts at subsidized prices. We are also going to do fundraising to get money, partner with NGOs that support our vision. Our budget is $1,389 for the start, of which 395 is for the purchase of tailoring machines. 925 US dollars will be for buying the materials for making washable, reusable parts. 355 US dollars will be for making for the office space, and also for buying refreshments for the trainees. We already have 3 volunteers, one the volunteer coordinator and the other as a coordinator. At Awaken Women and Girls Nation, we believe in a world where women menstruate with dignity. Thank you.
Thank you so much, our contestants, for the wonderful presentations. Thank you for the amazing pitch presentations, and our contestants and our panel of judges who have been with us today, our audience, WMI scholars. Now you have the power to help determine the winners of our competition. For participating in the full pitch presentation webinar, you will be receiving an email tonight with a link to cast your popular vote. are not, you cannot vote for your own presentation. The result of the popular vote will add extra points to our judges' final scores. Finally, this marks the end of our Online Academy 2022. We are extremely happy to have successfully completed this exciting journey with all of you. Thank you all for actively participating in this year's Academy. And to our judges, thank you for accepting our request to support our scholars. We believe that you judge the presentation based on your expertise. We wish the competitors all the best and may the best presentation win. And to the WMI board members here with us today and also around the world, thank you for supporting such a resourceful program. You made it possible for us all to learn from this academy. Thank you for providing the award money for winning presentation. To the scholars, we would like to appreciate you for tirelessly attending the webinars. We don't take it for granted because without you, there will be no academy. Thank you for your continued engagement and participation. We hope we have empowered you with enough knowledge to help you set up good businesses and projects ahead. Now, we will hear from our judges to officially bring a close to the 2022 pitch presentation. I will now gladly call on Jag to say a word.
Thank you very much. First of all the presentations were terrific and very touching and very mindful of the needs of the community and what they're trying to do with it. And I think it's great to learn of the needs around the globe. And there are so many different things you can do, whether it's a computer literacy, whether it's providing pharmaceutical help, whether it's providing support to women. And I think those are some great causes, and I'm sure it's going to be very difficult for us to really try and find how to really rank all of these presentations. I think the only comment I'm going to make in terms of presentations and improving presentations in the future, one of the things that people like to learn about is how will you measure the success of your project? So at the end, the question would be that X years from now or X months from now, how will you determine that your progress is going in the direction you want, and whether the funding and whether your efforts are actually making difference in the community that you'd hope to make? I think that will just improve the presentations, which are all very good to begin with. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Jag. We'll now call on Gail to also say a word.
Hi. Well, first of all, I really admire what you all are doing. It's amazing to see young people coming forward and recognizing issues and not just protesting or saying, oh, there's nothing to be done. I think that your choices of activities and entities that you create are very appropriate for your cultural environment, the culture that you live in. And I think that you are all sensitive to the real needs of your country or of your place. Your ideas are so creative and yet so universal at the same time. It's amazing. So what are you all? You all are what we call forerunners, which are the ones who go ahead of the game. I like the fact that all of these are not depending on a government subsidy or international big funding, because in my experience, you create the beauty of a project stone by stone, piece by piece. And I think all of you are very aware of that. And look at this, the power that you have together to make changes all around the world. It's very, very important. And also I can tell that you've had good coaching. And the the easiest one to follow because it's fast. So the easiest thing to follow is the ones who went in order of the sheet that we have here. That made it a little bit easier. So that might be something to take into account in the future. And finally, you know, Jag, you talk about communication involves creating relationships. I feel like this has been a speed dating situation where we go one by, you know, quickly through them. There's so much more to process about each of these presentations and each of these people and their impact. So this is a hard job. We're not going to take this, at least I'm not going to take this lightly. And I'm sorry that I have to only choose 3 or that only 3 will be chosen in the end. So if you don't get chosen, don't be discouraged. Just look for the places that there were maybe perceived gaps in your presentation, and just keep looking for help for your organizations and your ideas. So thank you very much for all your effort, because I know this is a shared endeavor, and you guys, thank you for your support of the world. That basically is very, very inspiring. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Gail, for those encouraging words. Our next judge is Jacqueline. Welcome to please say a word.
Yeah. Like my colleague, my fellow judge Jill said, and Jack, one of the things I must applaud is you've had amazing trainers. I think the role that the judges are doing is just something that is uncomparable to what the coaches have had you go through. It's really an honor for me to be hearing, you know, from these, you know, these ideas, and I'm like, wow, there is someone who is behind all this, and these are the coaches who have done a tremendous work. So just know, like I said from the beginning, everyone is a winner. This is a first step for you, and I just wish you all the best, the best 3. One message I would want to give you is don't brag with your win, or use the win to inspire others as much as possible, because in most cases, some people take a win to lower down others, but use your win to be an inspiration to others who may not have made it. You are all amazing, and I wish you all the best, and I can't wait to hear from all of you once again, and all the best.
A very good parting shot right there, Jacqueline. Use your win to encourage others. And finally, we'll have to hear from Enas. Kindly welcome.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Joyce, and thank you, fellow judges, Gael, Jag, and Jacqueline. I must say that you guys are just amazing. The scholars, you're amazing. In fact, we have solutions to all the global problems. You know, just hearing your presentations. You know, I would pick issues of disability and inclusion as a theme coming out, which is an amazing. It's a problem in the world. We are trying to solve it, and it's coming out from this think tank, of within the academy. I would hear issues of food security, which is a major issue. That again presentations are tackling that. I could hear issues of ICT, coming out to try and get solutions, to some of the global problems. I could hear poverty eradication. I could hear themes like economic empowerment. I could hear themes like climate change, themes like healthcare, themes like women and children. So there's a lot that is basically coming out, from this, and we are super, super proud of you, for just taking this step, and as colleague judges have mentioned, this is not the end. This is the beginning. Take this as a stepping stone, to move you forward. One of the things that I like, hearing is the grace by which the other presenters were receiving other presentations. You could hear somebody has presented, but when other presentations are coming up, it's like this has triggered another thought in me. So we are basically learning from each other. In this world, we need to look at ourselves. How do we complement each other as opposed to how do we compete with each other? Because all of us have got something unique, to offer. So if we are all tackling climate change, it could be we are tackling climate change from different perspectives, So how then do we leverage on the strength that you have, for us to tackle this big global challenge? So that grace, by which the presenters were actually taking and responding to other presentations was just amazing, and I just want to congratulate, all of you, going forward. But allow me also in terms of improvement, just highlight one thing that I spot, and I saw it a little bit attempted by some of the presenters. These speech presentations and video presentations are not easy. The fact that you had some time and you are recording them, again, we can do with a little more creativity. Make it easier for yourself. You could as well have come up with a nice designed, graphics around the entirety of your organization in one page, as your background. So while somebody is speaking, you're not just speaking, but you're just seeing your vision, we are seeing your key strengths, we are seeing your project, what you're trying to do, your competitive advantage. So while you are speaking, your background is actually a modified version of your presentation. So anybody, like now we are doing this, as you are looking at me, you're not seeing a plain background, but you are seeing the entirety of your project on the back end without necessarily putting like, look here, look here, look here. So you're basically making it easier for yourself. So that is one of the areas that you could improve on. I saw it in other presentations where now their background were part of their logo, but we could do with a little more information, around that, but I've also seen some of the presentations were also somebody could tell that you are reading somewhere, and maybe sometimes you're also getting some distraction somewhere, So in as much as these are presentations, the communications and the messaging needs to come out naturally, and even if you are referring, you're figuring out, so you have the content, but now how then are you presenting, that content, So these are just observations for improvement, into the future. Otherwise, I wish you all the best. It's going to be a tough call for the judges, because you guys have done an amazing job. The top three that will be picked, just look at it at you are amongst, equals, is only that for some reasons or the other, these other projects have been picked over the other and judges will be citing their reasons. We will do our best to give comments, in all the presentations on areas of improvement. So pick those comments going forward, in terms of this is how we can improve. Otherwise, I wish you all the best. Thank you so much and well done to everybody.
Thank you so much, Ines. Thank you everyone for participating in today's webinar. Thank you to the judges. Thank you for the presenter. And this marks the end of the WMI Academy 2022. Goodbye.